Trying to get to my. Okay, here we go. Can y'all hear me? Hello, Sandra, Kelly, Rogers. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, good. Ms. Model 927. First time catching alive. Thank y'all for joining me. So I'm supposed to be here with Bowtie tonight, but he had an emergency. So I was like, I'll just come on, chop it up with the people by myself, answer some questions, talk about some things. Tampa in the house. Tampa, y'all probably good and warm down there, right? We still cold up this way. Verna, Sandra, Callie, Fearless Meadows. Hey, everyone. So I hope everyone's doing well. I guess everybody's probably starting to get back out and about again, except for me. I'm still scared. Dana, it's 70. Wow. It was like 40 here today. Yeah, opinionated. It was very nippy in the loo. Opinionated, you should have replaced Bowtie. You could have came on here with me tonight. New Hampshire. Dib Simmons is cold in Northern Virginia. Hello, son. How are you? It's only 50 in Louisiana. I'm shocked. Spicy, thank you. I have no makeup on tonight. I have no makeup on. Candy in St. Louis. We need to have a St. Louis meet and greet. I'm starting to find out there are too many people in St. Louis. We need to do that. A meet and greet. Yvette Dillon, hello. So my scent of the night tonight is Blossom Love. This is what I decided to wear for the evening. I love this. Really love this. Thank you, Chloe. And we have Crystal from New York. Oh, I forgot. It is spring break, right? Even though it's COVID, it's spring break. Verna, I'm having again tonight. I had this last week. I had Saint Royale vodka. It was the vodka that I talked about that was created by a brother that his wife actually sent to me. And I really love it. It tastes like green tea. You got noticed at Target and was too shocked. I hope you were fly. It always happens to me at the wrong time. Salad and cake, South Carolina. Izzy B, can we order that online? Izzy B, you don't drink. Trinidad. Random question, but are you in a sorority? No, I'm not. No. Alabama. Yeah, if y'all like vodka, try this company out. I think it's really good. Really good. So what's going on with everybody this evening? Okay, you guys, I have something to share. You guys know I'm always talking about how much I love thrifting, right? And how sometimes I have some really nice scores. But I was in a thrift store and it's been about probably a week or so ago and I found a watch. And it's just a little dainty watch, right? But, and I don't even like dainty watches, but I picked it up because it has a lady's name engraved in the back of it. And I was like, people don't typically engrave their names in the back of junk, right? So it has to be something. So I brought the watch home and I looked it up, and it is actually an Omega watch. And it has the lady's name engraved in the back of it, and it has 1973. So I was thinking that it was from 1973, but it's actually not. It was made in the 50s. And I took it to a watch shop, and the guy offered me like a really nice piece of change for it. But I'm kind of torn between like, I like a big watch. So I'm thinking about trading it up for something that I would actually wear, because I probably would never wear this. And for the amount of money that he offered me, like I could get a really good watch. So yeah, major score. Look through the jewelry when you go in the thrift store. I'm telling you, I would have never ever thought that I would find something like this. But like the first offer I got on it was 2,000. So I mean, and it just looks like a little bracelet or something. But it's an Omega watch. So um Dana, I'm at work watching HSN. What? Oh, you work? Do you work for HSN, Dana? If you work for HSN, you probably know my husband. My husband loves HSN. He doesn't get on there as much as he used to, but yeah, he likes to get on HSN and order electronics that he's never going to use, and kitchen stuff that he thinks I'm going to use, and he loves HSN. Kim Robinson, my grandmother had one that looked similar. Yeah, I mean, I was totally shocked to find this. 25 years behind in the TV department. Do you guys get to take home all the stuff that you talk about on HSN? That would probably be a really good job to have. Hippie chick, yeah, they'll resell it for double the price. Yeah, that's another. People are telling me like, shop around, go try to get more offers or whatever. I don't want to be greedy though, because I don't know if I mentioned this. I paid $1 for this watch. That's the crazy part about it. But it's solid gold. Yeah, so I don't want to be greedy. But at the same time, I want to get the best price that I possibly could or can get from it. MJ from Colorado. Thank you for joining us. Oh, thank you, Nina Glam. Oh, all the way from Italy. What time is it in Italy? The real Nicole. Thank you. Thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm like so taken aback by the fact that I'm at 70,000 subscribers. Is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. The Barefoot Bombshell. Hey there. So I have some really good emails that I have received, email questions, and I think that some of them are like really good, maybe teachable moments. I don't know, maybe stuff that other women like really want to know about, or questions that other women have. And so I'm gonna talk about some of them, and just know this, that like if you ever send me a question, I will never mention your name. I will never mention specific details of your email or the question that you ask me, but just in general, because sometimes, like I said, I think that they're really good, valid questions that other women probably want to know themselves. So I have quite a few of those. California, Doretha Hayes in California. Yeah, hit the like button. You'll get to 1,000,000. I hope so. Definitely hit the like button. Tanya from Chesapeake, Virginia. Thank you. My BFF is from Virginia, but she actually lives in Delaware now. Jonathan Lancaster. What's going on, Jonathan Lancaster? How are you? In Texas. Ohio. Bree Bree. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so y'all, I'm gonna read some of these emails, and y'all feel free to chime in and give your opinion in the comment section on these emails, if you like, or ask questions about them. Okay, so the very first one, this one I thought was a really good one. So this young lady is married. She's been married for 6 years, and her husband is unable to connect with her on an emotional level. Like she would like to be deep with him. She would like for him to be deeper than he is. And so they actually have 3 children, and she explained in the email that her husband has been this way all of his life, like basically emotionally disconnected all of his life due to neglect issues that he went through as a child. Okay, so these are all key things. I want y'all to be listening to what I say. Now, this young lady is in her late 30s, okay, and the husband is actually going through some counseling to try to make things better, but she's unsure if it is actually genuine or if he's just going through the motions to kind of shut her up, right? Because y'all know sometimes they do stuff to shut us up, right? So, hey, Product Junkie, how are you? Kelly Rogers says therapy. Yes, absolutely, 100% therapy. He's in therapy. But when I read this email, there were so many things I thought about in this email. But the number one thing that popped in my mind is how sometimes we want our men to be as emotional as we are. And most of the time, like, they're just not built that way, right? They're not wired like that. Neglect can make a person not ever able to fully recover. Absolutely. So there are a few things here, because sometimes I talk about in my videos a lot. I talk about being broken and women being broken. I talk to a lot of women who are broken or who have been broken, and y'all know I've been broken. But men can be broken too. And this is something that we don't address it. And sometimes we see it and we ignore the signs of it, and then we end up with these broken men, right? And unfortunately, once you have married a broken man and you have 3 children with this broken man, he is now your broken man, right? So as his wife, you have an obligation to exhaust all possibilities. Like, you have to do everything you can to help him heal, right? It's an interesting and slippery slope when you marry knowing he's that way. Absolutely. And I asked her in the email, I said, how are you? Because I also say all the time, broken people attract broken people, right? That's just the way that thing goes. But I used to do this to my husband a lot. Like, it's one thing if someone is not connecting with you on an emotional level at all. But if you're looking for men to connect with you on a level that, like, your girlfriends connect with you on, most of the time they're never going to be able to do that. I used to be guilty of trying to turn my husband into my girlfriend. Like, I wanted him to do things I wanted to do. I wanted him to cry when we watched the Titanic. And I used to do this thing where every Sunday I would get up and I would tell my husband, I would be like, all right, get up, get dressed. We leaving at 11 o'clock. He'd be like, where are we going? We're going shopping. We're going shopping. Every Sunday we're going shopping. I need to hit these stores. And he would go, right? And so my husband, I don't know if y'all know those massage chairs that you could sit in the mall. So my husband would sit in a chair just like this, and he'd say, come get me when you need me. That means come get me when you need my wallet. So I would come out, my husband would typically be like this, or I would text him and I would say, hey, come to New York and Company, or hey, come to, you know, and he would come, he would just go along with it every weekend. And then one day I thought about it, I said, dang, what if my husband woke me up every Sunday morning and told me we going to Harbor Freight? Come on, girl, we going to Harbor Freight. We'll go tool shopping, and I'm sitting in Harbor Freight in a chair for 4 hours. Like, not cool. Not cool at all, right? So I had to tell myself, like, my husband is not the person I should be shopping with. My husband is not the person I should be chick flicking with. And my husband is not the person that I should be looking to cry with me and do chick stuff with me, because they're just not like emotionally wired like we are. They're just not like that. But now if they're emotionally disconnected, then that's an issue, of course. But they're never going to be like we are. And if they are that emotional, then sometimes that's cause for concern, right? Like, then we're like, uh-oh, you too emotional. You super emotional. Women will never realize that men cannot give us what they don't have in them to give. Absolutely. That is absolutely right. They cannot. That's why I talk all the time about how important it is to make yourself happy. Like, that's hard for us because we get so caught up in what they have going on and what the kids have going on, and then we put ourselves on the back burner, and we're so involved in them and their lives. We're waiting on them to come home from golf, and so we can talk about it. And it's so important to have your own situation, make your own happiness, do things that make you happy, because there are just certain things that he is never going to be able to give you, ever. He just can't. Too emotional equals mommy issues. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me read some. True about the broken men, and sometimes they think of being too macho. They don't want to reach out for help. Yes. Hey, Marcy from Jamaica. Yeah, men, because we'll talk about being broken all day long. Like, you guys, I'll sit up, we'll talk about it. But men will hardly ever sit up and say, I'm broken. I need help. Typically, it has to be a situation where their back is up against the wall, where their wife is like, no, I'm on my way out the door, or, they have to be forced to get help typically, or just get extremely tired. And Kiki said, you let your natural hair breathe. Yes. I have on a headband unit tonight though. All right, so I thought that was a really good email. That's always something to think about. Like, men can be broken too. Like, you can, and there are signs. I need to do a video about that. There are definitely signs. But it's not always sometimes a matter of them being extremely broken when they just can't connect with you on the level that, say, your girlfriends can connect with you on, because they're not your girlfriends. They're men, and we want them to always stay that way. Hey, Samantha. Jackie said a word there. Be emotionally intelligent. That's it. Be emotionally intelligent. All right, my next email. This hits home for me. This really hits home for me. A young lady, almost 30, dating a gentleman who is 53, and when they started their relationship, he was the high earner. He was the bread earner, right? He was but she leveled up, and now she out earns him. That's something to think about, right? So her question honestly actually was about being afraid to let him know how much money she is actually making, being afraid to get married basically because he would possibly find out about her income or her, earning potential, and she wanted to know if it would change the dynamics of the relationship because he was very good to her, like, gifts and jewelry and trips and all that type of stuff. Um, it's funny because I told this young lady like that was my situation. Like when I first married my husband, he was the higher earner, and then I leveled up. I got my bag right, which is what's supposed to happen. And in the beginning, I made some mistakes, y'all. Cause I was excited, right? You're like, oh look, look at that, oh look what I got, look at this check, look at this. And so one time my husband just had a way of doing things. Like he would always, at least every week, he would say, here, go do you. He would never leave without making sure I was okay, right? And then I leveled up, right? I got my bag together. And my husband went out of town one weekend. He had to go away and he just left. And I was like, it didn't dawn on me until like the next day that he was gone. I was like, he ain't leave me no cash. And I thought about it. And when I asked him about it, I said, hey, I waited until he got home though. I said, hey, do you realize you left? You went to a totally different state and you didn't ask me if I was okay. You didn't that's not even your, that's not your behavior. You don't do things like that. And he was like, oh, I knew you were okay. And that's when I knew. I was like, okay, I see. I see exactly what's going on here. It doesn't change anything as far as, that's why I say negotiate your contract, in the beginning, have an understanding of who's doing what, because my money doesn't make a difference to him. It doesn't benefit him in any form or fashion. But he was like slacking up on some things that he would previously do when he thought that, I needed those things. Men will let you be as INDEPEND as you want or need to be. Period. And so I said is you always have to make sure that you still rely heavily on him and you're still his damsel in distress. You can never let him on to 100% on to what's going on to your situation. How you done leveled up and secured your bag. You have to have a secret bag. Because sometimes things can switch up a little bit. So let's read some comments here. Chips Nana. Oh my God, I'm able to catch a live. Welcome. Hey Patricia. Find a way to hide that money under a paper trail. Absolutely. Yeah. Hide it. Thank you, Kay Elaine. You can never like 100%, let them know what exactly is going on. The finance talk should happen before she marries him, but I wouldn't disclose my earnings. She should also let him know her expectations. And that's what I told her. I said, before you get married, again, negotiate your contract. You need to, this is what I expect, this is what I need, as well as, he needs to state, his wants and needs as well, so that it doesn't matter, like, if I become a millionaire, these are still, the things that I expect from you. And it's a relationship, it's a marriage. Everybody comes up, right? He comes up, I come up. I come up, he comes up, But at the end of the day, keep some of your come up undercover. You told too much. I did. I absolutely told too much. My grandmother said that it's a woman's position to cushion a man if he falls. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I always say that. I say 100%, like, it doesn't, if my husband started earning far less, then it doesn't change the dynamics of our relationship, because I am there. But I mean, and that's if it's with good reason, because health, age, things like that cannot be prevented. And of course I'll be there, Absolutely. Bow tie. Hey guys, the co-host will be back next week. Yes, we miss you. Absolutely. Keep your coin to yourself. Yes, things can always change. You can marry somebody who's filthy, stinking rich, and they can go bankrupt. That's why I say all the time, it's important. People ask me this all the time. Should I marry for money? Should I marry for money? Don't only marry for money. You gotta like this guy too, because anything can happen. Anything. Tawana, my husband is older and was making more money than me when we got married. I'm now the higher earner, but it didn't change him being the head of our household. Absolutely. And that's absolutely it. My husband is still the man of the house. He is still the head of the household. Every day, all day. Shanta Blue, my man, still sends me gas and lunch money daily. I need to talk to my husband about that. He don't send me gas money. Laytowns, when is the final video? That's a great question. Probably like Monday or Tuesday, I will be releasing that video. Part 3. Okay, now my third email. This is a good one. This is a really good one. Okay. So a young lady had some indiscretions in her marriage, early on in her marriage, right? And it's been 2 years since she had these indiscretions. And her husband, when this happened, said that he forgave her. They could move on. They've been trying to go on with their lives. But she says that he just will not let this go. He cannot move past this. And do I think he ever will? No. No. Here's the thing. And I don't know if Bowtie is still in here, or if there are any other fellas in here. Men cannot move past our indiscretions in the way that we can move past theirs. They're not I just finished talking about how men ain't built like so-and-so. They're not built like that. They're not set up like that. They cannot. Can they Can they forgive you? Yes, they absolutely can. But it takes them a lot longer. And it's something that they will always think of. Men are very territorial. Everything is a respect issue with men. Like it's all about respect and pride. And whenever those two things are compromised, that's hard for them. That is absolutely hard for them. Um, it will never be the same. Yes. Succulent Tarot said, and it will never be the same. It will never be the same. We can be cheated on. I've been cheated on. I know other women. I know other women who have been cheated on by the same man multiple times. They just keep on moving on, moving on, moving on. We feel different about it most of the time. Someone asked me, what would I do if I found out my husband was cheating on me? And I was like, probably nothing. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Would I divorce him for that? Probably not. I really have a good understanding of how men are set up and how they're wired, and that it would have to be a very special situation. Otherwise, I'm sure that we would move past it. Now, if I was cheating on my husband, could he move past it? No. Would we get divorced? Probably. We would probably have to, because he would never ever let it go. He would never be able to move past that. Um what Bowtie say? We can't. Unfortunately, the double standard exists. 100%, the double standard absolutely exists when we start talking about indiscretions and infidelity. Because men, most of the time, they cheat. They think it's okay to cheat. Yeah. No, he's not going to move past it anytime soon. 2 years is not enough time for him. And I told one of my siblings this, who had some indiscretion issues. Um, my brother though, but he was like, he felt like his wife should have long moved past it. And I said, when it's our foolishness, you don't get to tell somebody else how long it should take them to move past your foolishness. You just don't get to tell people that. So be patient, wait on it, hang in there, expect that every time you go to the bathroom, she's going to think that the chick is in the bathroom, or when you at McDonald's for 5 minutes too long, she's going to call you. Be prepared for that, but you don't get to put a time on that. You just have to be patient and move different, you know. Because if you cheat on somebody and you still moving the same as you were moving before you cheated on them, then they're never gonna trust you. It's always gonna look like you up to something. Butterloo says when they cheat, they expect for us to stay, but we got to get away from that toxic mess. Yeah, they absolutely, they pretty much in their minds can count on the fact that we're not going to go anywhere. They're going to go through some mess, and we might bust them upside the head or something, but we're going to move past it. For me, it depends on who he cheated with and where. A friend or a family member in our house, especially our bed, or if he had a baby, would be a problem. Yeah, you don't bring no babies over here. Don't do that. My husband said that's his deal breaker. I cheat and we are divorcing, period. There will be no marriage counseling. Most men feel that way. Absolutely. You can't put an expiration date on someone's pain. No, unfortunately you cannot. You just gotta sit and wait it out, or either you just leave, just weed yourself out. Yep. Bowtie. When that's another thing. That's very good. That's very good, Bowtie. See, you need to be on the other side of this screen with me. He said because when women cheat, there's an emotional attachment in most cases. That is so true. Most of the time. Because we feel different about being intimate a lot of times than men do. I remember I was dating this guy, and he cheated on me, and I found out about it. And he would always tell me he loved me and he didn't want to be with anybody but me. And I was like, well, you cheated on me. You said you loved me. And he's like, well, why? How does that mean that I don't love you? And we had this conversation about how what sex was to him, and it was purely nothing but an act to him. He was like, there ain't nothing to that mess. I just, and that's another thing. When you're with someone, you better find out how they view the act of sex, because to some people it's an act. There's nothing tied to it. There's no emotion. There's nothing involved in that. It's simply an act. And you should definitely know that before you get involved with somebody, because if they view it as simply an act, they will always be doing it with someone else, always. Butterloo says, people are dying from HIV and AIDS. Double standards is never okay. Yeah, it's not okay, and absolutely not. I can't. What's the guy's name? Somebody help me out here, because I know there's somebody in this chat room who knows the guy that got caught tipping around with Jeffree Star, and he had a girlfriend. What's his name? Is it Andre or that right there? Oh, that is not okay. That's not okay. Um, yeah, that's real. If you out here in these streets, you ain't protecting yourself, and you just doing craziness, and you men and women, and that is not okay, because someone could die like that, and I want to have a choice. But yeah, we can't keep putting that man through either. There has to be a balance in working through the pain. So the cheating isn't better because the man has used another woman for sex. If my husband cheat, he better take that girl as his second wife. I agree. It can just be a sexual act for women also. Yeah, there are some women that feel the exact same way. Not as many as there are men, but there are absolutely some women who feel the exact same way. Like there's nothing here. For the most part, we get emotionally connected unless, we have said, this is what I want to do with my life. I just want to be out here in these streets, and it's all physical for me and fun and games. But typically, I always say, like, any more than 3 times you with a person, there's some emotional stuff going on there, typically on the woman's part. They're encouraging women to behave crazy. Look at the award show with Cardi B. Yeah, Nilda, this is a different world we live in today. just 100% a different world. I think about the fact that I'm so glad that I'm not raising little girls in this day and age, because, you know, how do you keep them from seeing Meg the Stallion and Cardi B and Saweetie and all the twerking and the mess and the filth that goes on? When I was growing up, it was easy for them to keep that stuff out of our line of sight. We didn't have cable. We had no cable TV. But now, like, how do you keep this away from children? And how do you explain to children, okay, these two grown women on the stage freaking on each other, it's only entertainment? How do you explain that to a 5-year-old little girl? I wouldn't want that responsibility. And if any of y'all in the comment section have to explain that to your daughters, God bless you. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that at all. Hey, Linda from Houston, Texas. Three little girls and two boys, no cable. That's the smartest thing ever. If I had small kids, I wouldn't have cable. I wouldn't have internet. I'd be homeschooling. Hey, Ari. Yes, don't let the kids watch that mess. But it's everywhere. Like all kids have cell phones nowadays, and if they don't have a cell phone, well, their friends do, and then they have laptops for school, and they can do whatever they want to do on there. It's hard. DS, I wonder could it be men are less tolerant because they're actually more emotionally wounded when their woman steps out on them? Yeah, actually, it's harder on them. I mean, they're not built. They're not set up to deal with that type of stuff. Absolutely not. Isaiah, you say I wouldn't homeschool you. I would have homeschooled you if we was living in this day and age. But I would have got you a math tutor because we used to fall out during math homework. Julie, I'm raising two girls. They're only one, but when they do get older, I'm just gonna be real with them and teach them and monitor them. Yeah, I mean, you have to be real with your kids, but you know what? I wonder today, like, I wonder is sometimes I feel like parents are like too real with their children sometimes. Like, I hear things and that parents teach their children at like such a young tender age, and it's like, who, I don't know, but I guess you almost have to be that real because they're going to see it and experience it anyway. It's too much. I work at a university, and these young women can't take a photo without turning their backs to the camera in college, but think that their asses are the most important thing. Yeah, definitely important. I thought every parent fell out during math homework. Oh, that I remember those days. I'm telling you, if we would have had a pandemic when my kids were in school, whoo we, I don't know what I would have did. I have no idea. Speaking of kids, what does everybody think about this Kirk Franklin stuff that's going on? You know what? I feel so bad that Kirk thought that it was necessary to apologize to the world for the way that he talked to his son. I don't think he had to do that. I think that was the most unnecessary thing that he has ever done. Like he didn't have to do that. People need to learn how to mind their own business. Period. He should not have apologized. I have two kids, and I will tell you this. I have had one moment like that with each child. One moment. And I remember my daughter, she hung up the phone in my face. And that was our moment. I was like, when she did that, I was still on the phone and she slammed. And I was like, what? And Isaiah, my son, who is actually in this chat room, Isaiah, I'm sure you remember this. I'm about to put you on blast tonight. Isaiah said four words to me that took me to a whole nother level of crazy that I will never forget ever in my life. He said, "What you gonna do?" Oh my God. What you gonna do? Oh, I don't think Isaiah, you've never asked me that ever again, have you? I went. I think he was 12 or 13. He had a moment. He got mad. Problem number one, I had to leave my job. Every black mother in here know if I gotta leave my job to come and see about your behavior, it's a whole nother level of drama. Isaiah, you don't recall this. Really, you don't recall this. Well, I'm gonna help you. You gonna recall it by the time we get off of here. Um, yeah, I had to leave my job, and he said, "What you gonna do? I'm finna kill you. I can't do nothing else. Like, you, time to go night night. You gotta leave here today." Isaiah, I can't believe you don't remember that. Milford, Kansas. You flipped out while I was at work. Maish called me. I had to come home and put the 1-2 on you that day. But yeah, you, after they ask you a question like that, like, I gotta kill you now. That's the only thing I can do for you. And it was funny because I remember after it happened, it was all, died down and done with. And we were driving in the car one day, and he said, "Mom, can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Yeah, what's up?" He said, "How'd you get so strong?" I was like, I'm strong. I'm real strong. Like, and I'm crazy too. Don't ever forget it. What you gonna do? I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, so you have those moments with your children that's hey, my dad always told me, and I never thought so, because my dad would always tell me, he said, "Isaiah's going to get to an age and he's going to try you, and you're going to have to go the best part of crazy on him. You're going to have to be prepared for it, because he's going to try you." And I was like, no, he's not. But when he did, I was shocked. You're never ready for that. But it happens. It happens. And let's never mind the fact, though, my son was 12 or 13. Kirk's son is a grown man. And not only is he a grown man, he cursed at his father first. That was how the whole thing jumped off. So I'm 43. I don't cuss at my mother. I would never. But, and Sandra says, "I agree, he did not, and no pastor had a thing to say about it." Yeah, that's because we done all done it. We done all done it. We done all said, you gotta let them know, don't you ever in your natural born life, I'll take you out of here. Life in 3D, I thought that going crazy thing was just me, just once, but man, hey. Anita, knowing Mr. Franklin's from way back when, it goes back to that saying, you get back what you put out. He was not a very nice person when that boy was little. Yeah, and you can tell by the conversation that they have a very tumultuous relationship, right? You can tell that there's not a healthy relationship there. Things are not good between them. I heard a story today about the son having like some addiction issues and things like that. That's obvious. However, that's your daddy, boy. You don't talk to your father like that. And then to know your father is in the public eye and to record him and then air it out, that's where the problem comes in for me. That's where the problem. We all know Kurt, right? We know Kurt done been involved in some mess. But let's not forget the fact that he's just a gospel choir instructor, right? Isn't he just the person that says, "All right, yeah," and whatever else he says? He's not a preacher, I don't believe. He doesn't lead the church. He's been involved in some stuff. But when it comes to your 30 some odd year old child talking crazy to you, all that is irrelevant. Teenagers will try you, and first time it happens, shut it down. Yeah, shut it down immediately. That's what you gotta do. I would never get in the middle of the way that anybody is disciplining their child, with the exception of one time I was in Walmart and I was in the bathroom, and this lady had two kids in the stall next to me, and I guess she didn't know that I was in there because I was in there before she came in there. And she was in there, oh, you mother effer, and I hate you, and no, and and she was just going so crazy on these kids, and they were like 3 and 4, you know. And so I waited until she came out of the stall, and then I came out of the stall and I just looked at her and I said, you shouldn't speak to them that way. And she was embarrassed, and she should have been embarrassed because she should not have been talking to them that way. And it wasn't even a matter of her disciplining them, she was just being evil. Could you discuss cutting off toxic family members? Who you trying to cut off? Us. Cutting off toxic family members. Yeah, family members can be cut off too. Family members are the ones that I give the most chances to, though. Honestly. But when it gets to a point to where, like, let's take Kurt's son, for instance, you know, where there are some abuse issues, some drug abuse issues going on there, there's drama going on there, then sometimes you gotta cut people off. Especially when they ain't conducive to what you trying to do in your life, how you're trying to move. Alicia Lynn, put your hands together. That's exact. Put your hands together. That's exactly what he says. He's not a pastor. He's not. Yeah, and no worries 90 says you have to remember that he is a brand, and so that's probably why he apologized. You're absolutely right, because I'm sure that there are some people who do not understand that this was very necessary at that present moment in his life, and so yeah, I get that. And for that reason, yeah, you know, because your 30 some odd year old son is clearly trying to mess up your bag, so you need to run interference on that one. But yeah, Verna Perkins said this at the end of the day. He is just a man. And that if we could all remember that every time celebrities get involved in something that we think is so important and so worthy of discussion and being aired out and being frowned upon, at the end of the day, they're just people. You know, he is just a man. He baited his father. He did. Yeah, he absolutely baited him in. Catherine, I got a 7-foot son, so we had a come to Jesus moment. Oh my God, when he was, oh, I thought she was saying he was 7 foot at 14. But yeah, you have to have that come to Jesus moment early, so that when they get to that point to where you can't handle them, then they don't even worry about it, because the fear of God is still in them. 1960 genius, hey. So I'm looking for, does anybody have any questions? Now tell people I was a good kid. Oh, wait a minute. Isaiah was an amazing kid. That's the reason why when that moment happened, it shocked me so. Because he has always been an amazing kid. Always. I never had to go pick Isaiah up from jail. Never, none of that. So, yeah, more than an amazing kid. Absolutely. What are the deets on your nails? Misty Mays, the deets on my nails are Walgreens $7.99 Press-ons. I got a drawer full of them over here. Because y'all know I don't go to the nail shop. I will either do, I did press-ons because I'm getting ready to start gardening. So I was like, I'm going to wear press-ons for about a week, and then I can take them off and go on about my life. But typically I'll just do gel polish because I have a company sent me a lamp and a bunch of polishes and all that. So I have a field day with that, but I don't go to the nail shop. Uh, Keep a large pepperoni in my tote, leaves no evidence. Nilda. I never thought of that, Nilda. DS had that come to Jesus with my 17-year-old 10 years ago. He's a Navy man of 8 years and never had any issues of any kind. Tawanda, the press-ons are amazing. Love them. Yeah, press-ons are everything to me. They're cheap, they're affordable. I can sit in my own room and do them. I don't have to be in the shop and waiting and all that type of stuff. Amazing. Oh, salad and cake. You brought the roller and the pen. You're welcome. Let me know how it goes. I love them both. Doing a video on things you've learned to live without because of the pandemic. That would be a good video to do. But you know what though? I mean, I've never, it's been about 15 years since I went to the beauty shop on a consistent basis. I don't go to the nail shop. It's been many years since I've done that. Um, I just do everything. I'm cheap. I just do everything myself anyway. So it was never really any different to me. It's funny because when it took like between August and September, when the pandemic thing really kind of hit me, because I was just doing everything that I normally do, but it got real when I could never leave the house and I could never do anything that I wanted to do. But um it started in March of last year. I started gardening, and I'm always like, I'm deep off in that until like May or June, and then I kind of settle, I cut back, and then I'm just maintaining everything. And then we started like working on our master bedroom. Then I built a pantry in our house, and just all these little projects and things that I was doing. And I was like, I wasn't even like looking at CNN and things like that on a consistent basis. I was just kind of like in my own world, busying my mind, reading, YouTube, all different types of stuff just to keep my mind focused. So it was really kind of easy for me. And then it started to really set in when I was like, I couldn't go on any girls' trips. And I was like looking at my husband every day, like, like, I need a break. I need to go. I need to be with my friends. I need to go to happy hour. I need to do something. But it took a while for it to set in, honestly. Thank you, Bass Reeves. Yeah, I'm the queen of DIY. I like, you know what though? I think my thing is that I just don't like to be in environments where I feel like my time is being wasted. Like I feel like at the nail shop, like you're paying somebody, but you have to wait on them, and you have to, they're moving at their pace. They're going to do your nails like they want you to, even though you say, put the little pink flower right here. They just going to do whatever they want to do. And I'm paying you my money. And then sometimes I have to come back. Like I would go get chrome nails, and then the chrome would start peeling off. Then I got to go back and I got to argue with them. I'm like, you know what? Not with my money. Not with my money. So Layla, I did a video on my pantry and I never released it, but I said that I was gonna do. I'm gonna do a video on my entire like coronavirus projects, everything I did through the whole year of the pandemic, and that's definitely gonna be in there. Opinionated sense, the vaccines seem to be going great for those who want them. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody having any real issues with the vaccine thus far. I mean, I've seen a few people say that they've had like flu shot or flu symptoms or whatever, mild flu symptoms for like a day or two, and then after that they're okay. So yeah, at first I said no, absolutely not, but like millions of people had got it. I'm like, hey, sign me up. And I don't even get a flu shot. I've had a flu shot once in my life. When I got the flu shot, I was sicker than I've ever been before, ever in my life. I had never even had the flu prior to that. So I'm not sure why I ended up getting the flu shot that year, but yeah. LF, I recently went for a hair trim. Stylists recommend a silk press been natural for more than 20 years, and stylists put some type of chemical in my hair to relax my curl without. Yeah, that's always my fear as well. Like, it's always like, clip my dead ends off. Just clip my dead ends, and then you leave and you're like, well, she took my dead ends, my live ends, my getting ready to be born ends. Like, so, and Kelly, absolutely, that if I do go anywhere when I'm doing like my tapered TWA or anything like that, like when I get the urge to big chop or something, I'll go to the barber shop instead. What moisturizer do I have on my face? I have on my. Oh, I think I still have Lancome, this Regenerate, because I told y'all I'm trying to do better about my SPF, trying to get better. Am I going to get the vaccine? Yeah, I think so, Jackie. Probably so. Kendall said, I just got the vaccine today. My arm is killing me. That's been the most of what I've heard is arm pain, like really bad arm pain. Opinionated, I'm not doing it. I was watching CNN today, and they were actually talking about how there are a lot of healthcare professionals that are not taking the shot, and there are a lot of military personnel who are not taking the shot as well. So, yeah, yeah. Nina Glam, I painted about 6 or 8 rooms. Yeah, there's nothing else in our house to paint, move, shuffle, tear down, nothing. The pandemic got it all done. Vala says they're not reporting it because they want people to take it. I could believe that. Sister-in-law and her husband passed away from COVID. Oh, Jackie, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that'll definitely make you want to definitely make sure you don't get it. Fenty Skin, I haven't tried any of their skin products. I'm curious about their skin products. Shannon, I really want to. I'm thinking about that. I'm hearing good things, but I mean, I don't know. Jay Stanley, how is it that you know how to do so much makeup, wigs, dark? I'm cheap. You know what? My father always told me, learn how to do everything. He said, learn how to do everything for yourself. Everything you want to do, learn how to do it because you can do anything. And I always did that. If there was ever anything I wanted to do, I learned how to do it. Yeah, if someone chemically treated my hair without my permission, that would be a whole problem. LaShonda, me and my fiance received our COVID vaccine last Saturday. I've been having a slight headache and a little fatigued. Opinionated says I wait 6 months to see if everyone turns into toads. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, it's not FDA approved, so military is not required to take it. And usually the military are the first, those are the first people that they test stuff out on and, and give all that type of stuff to. So when I heard that military people weren't taking it, I was like, wait, what? If you don't take the shot, the virus will replicate in your system. You may not survive it. I said no, then I said, hit me on the right arm. Melanin popping. Well, that's what I said. 100 million people have taken it. I guess if we all go, they can enjoy the world as it is. The world is going to be a very small place, isn't it? Do you like Living Grace perfume? I have Living Grace. Hey, 1, 2, 3. I do. I have many graces. Many graces. So does anyone have any questions for me this evening? Hey, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, hey, 1, 2, 3. I love Living Grace. Any questions? I'm so glad all 377 of you are joining me here tonight. This is amazing. Really amazing. Wow. Gardening, please. Sharita Jackson. You have a gardening question? Hey, LF. I'm doing great. How are you? Will you ever meet my daughter? Yeah, you will. You will. I'll have to have her come on here. Maybe we'll do some makeup or something. That's what she's into. No, Shannon, I'm really curious about peels. I have never done any type of peel. If anyone knows a good one or recommends a good one or a good place to go get it, um, I've never done that. I haven't. I always see the what it looks like after and it freaks me out because I'm like, wow, what if you don't bounce back from that? Because it looks a mess afterwards. Um, Someone asked how tall am I? I am almost 5'3". Do you do your own pedicures, Lee? Yes, absolutely. I have a video about my amazing pedicure tips and tricks that I use. My Listerine and apple cider vinegar soak. Yes. Melanin popping. Yes, I will absolutely show my garden this year. I always have fun doing that. All the gifts. Someone asked me earlier when was I gonna post part 3, and I said probably like Monday. Monday, no later than Tuesday. I'm gonna post that. What's my next travel destination? Unfortunately, I have to go to Kansas next week. That's not a destination, but I have to go there. So I am Helen asked, "How are my garden flowers doing?" I don't really have anything popping up yet because like it's only been in the 40s here. Like we've had like one or two 50, maybe 60-degree day, but that's it. So I think I saw like I have some zebra grass popping up, and my husband said I had some blanket flowers and some cone flowers out in the back start to pop up, but I really don't have anything popping up yet. So no lilies, nothing. Do I do wig giveaways? I need to do a big one. I have actually have some wigs that I'm going to give to someone, but I need to do that. I have so many wigs. It's just it doesn't even make sense. It's just crazy. To Wanda, what is my favorite spring scent? Um, hmm. Spring. In spring, I still wear what I've been wearing when it was cold outside. I don't change up until I have to. I would say I don't know. I do a lot of my graces and stuff like that. And when I'm gardening, I have figured out that like Keis's vanilla fragrances, like her really strong vanilla ones, they will keep like the bugs and stuff away from you. Sometimes I'll do like a heavy citrus one, but for the most part, I still wear what I was wearing in the winter time. I wait until it gets like extremely hot and I just can't wear my favorites anymore. Valadina, you fell in love with Raja fragrances. Oh, my favorite. I'm going to be doing my review on the new Perfume sprays of Raja, the Essence de Parfums. I'm going to be putting that video up soon. Yes, don't forget to thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Which fragrance from House of Oud do I have? I have Almond Harmony. I have Oud Crop 2016, Breath of the Infinite, Dates Delight, and Great Pearls. And I think probably my favorite is probably Breath of the Infinite and Almond Harmony. Natasha, what's my favorite body cream for dry skin? This and shea butter. I live for these two things right here. Eucerin is my favorite because it doesn't have a smell. Isaiah, you in here acting brand new. How did I get started in fragrances? Jack 57. Well, I have been collecting fragrances for like many, many years, but not always keeping them. Like I would have them, get rid of them, get tired of them. But like I still have my first, I don't you guys can't see my top shelf, but I still have my first bottle of fragrance that I bought from a department store 25 years ago, which was Elizabeth Arden's Black Pearls. And I just always love stuff that smells. From the time I was a little girl, like my mother and my aunts would always give me Avon for Christmas, like tons of Avon, because they knew if they didn't give me my own, I would steal all of their perfume. So just always love perfume. Oh, somebody said, "Hey AI the Great." I didn't see her. Oh, there she is. Hey AI. Hey. Okay, AI the Great, Opinionated Sense, and myself. We need to do a live video. So y'all send me an email. Tell me when y'all gonna be available. I keep seeing a lot of the new fragrance reviewers getting together, like doing live videos. I was like, we need to come on, three girls, and do a good live show. Good night, Curleen. Thank you for joining us. Has a sub. Yeah, fragrance body oil probably has a sub for many different things. Oh, Angel. I have their Angel share, actually. Veronica, y'all will kill it. Yeah, I think that would be a dope live, honestly. Myself, Opinionated, and AI the Great. We need to get that together. Oh, Tinkerbell play perfumes. I've had that. Absolutely. That's funny. Yeah, I've tried Herba Pura. Which reminds me a lot of Topaz Spivey. First, I've spent too much money watching your reviews. Herba Pura reminds me of Tiziana Terenzi's Kirky. Two really nice fragrances. Juliet has a gun, yes. Advice for first grown woman. Ooh, first grown woman. I would say, okay, start with a Chanel. I think that's like, I do like a Noir, Coco Noir. If that's gonna absolutely be your first one. And then start trying to figure out like what notes you really love and what things you're really attracted to. Miss China Dolls got stood up. Well, that's no good. Don't reschedule. Mm-mm. Good night, Kendall. And I hope your arm feels better. Yeah, China Doll, his loss. Don't, when he comes calling tomorrow, you ain't got no words for him. You like, no. This is 2021. Who's still standing people up in 2021? Besides Bowtie standing me up tonight. No. No, he did let me know he wasn't gonna be here. But who still does that? You can call, text, email, WhatsApp, FaceTime. There's so many different ways to let somebody know that you're not going to be there. So no excuse for that. Right. Clowns. Absolutely. Shannon Porter, I'm drinking my Saint Royale, my green tea vodka that I was drinking last week. Or scent memory. Wow, there are some colognes I know my husband has worn because I attached them to certain times in my life. However, I can't recall every scent. Yeah, I think that I can pretty much remember everything I've smelled. Few things. It had to not move me at all for me not to remember smelling it. How long do I keep my fragrances? Um, I just said I still have my Liz Taylor's Black Pearls. I've had it for 25 years. But you see, I think you guys, I always say this, it's all in the way that you store your fragrances, right? So when you guys see me sitting in here, which is like once, maybe twice a week, it's bright, it's lit. I actually have colored lights inside of there. But 6 days out of the week, it's dark. in here. So it's very dark. It's cool in here. So it's all about how you store them. Like if you leave them in the car or you leave them in your bathroom, no, they're not going to last you forever. And nothing lasts forever anyway. Like use them. If you get perfume, use them. I never understand when I hear people say like I have, let's say for instance, I have Amouage Interlude Woman, and they say I bought a dupe for Amouage Interlude Woman because I don't want to use my Interlude Woman all the time. Why not? Why would you buy Interlude Woman? I buy Interlude Woman. I use it. I don't go easy on it. I don't preserve it for a better day or a brighter day or anything. I buy fragrances. If I paid $400 for a fragrance, I'm going to use it every chance that I get. There are a few fragrances that I use discretion with where I'm going to wear them, and that's Interlude Woman. She's one of them. I probably only have two or three, but otherwise I wear stuff wherever I want to wear it, when I want to wear it, and I wear it all the time. Because you have to use it. If not, it just goes to waste. It's a waste of money. Chantal asked my favorite perfume from Avon. You know, I have a drawer full of Avon perfume that I bought like probably back in November or December that I was meaning to review. I haven't reviewed it yet. I don't have anything right now that I actually wear from Avon. I mean, back in the day, there was like Timeless and all that type of stuff that I absolutely loved. But out of all the fragrances that I bought, I think this is the only one that I thought was something that I could actually wear. And this is a Studio 1888. And only because it's like that whole like clean, like kind of citrusy, musky type vibe. But otherwise, yeah, I don't have anything from them. This is actually very, very decent. But the other two, this Artisan line, is a no. I do want the peacock. If anybody out there has a peacock that they want to get rid of, I'd love to have it on my shelf. It's like $1,200 for that peacock. Rebecca Rodriguez, every day that you wake up is a special occasion. I couldn't agree more. Every day. Like, I tell you all the time, I wear Creation E to Walmart. Ain't no shame in my game. I don't have special occasion fragrances. Yeah, Avon has really tried to step their game up, but I tell you what, for the most part, what's in those bottles, it still smells the same. It still smells like Avon. Amarage. Oh, Amarage. I have that Valadina. Absolutely. Back in the day, you couldn't tell me nothing when I covered myself in Amarage and went out into the world. Floral scents or fruity scents used to smell so good on me, but now they don't. I still love fruity scents. Have you experienced your chemistry changing? Yeah, I think that with age and especially like menopause and things like that, it as your hormones change and things, I think that definitely does happen. There are some things, and it could just be me, but there are some things that I used to think smelled amazing on me that I don't like the smell of anymore, that just I don't think smell right on me. Absolutely. My beautician smelled Creation on me and told me I smelled lovely. Oh, that is, every time I wear that, I get tons of compliments on that. Avon is so old school, it is. It gets stronger with age. Yeah, perfume does get stronger with age. Unless it's extremely cheap or like unless it's like I don't know, like some, I don't know how to put it without sounding bad, but like some of the little indie people that are making fragrances like as they sell them or whatever, sometimes when those age, they don't age so great. Jack 57, my best Oriental. Ooh, that's a hard one because I'm an Oriental girl. And that's mostly what my collection consists of. Chantel, funny question. At what age did you stop buying perfume from Bath and Body Works and Vicky's Secret? Um, Probably I would say like 39. 39. I just, but you know what? I still buy. I don't know if you guys have ever heard me talk about the Body Shop. Like, I have an entire cabinet full of the Body Shop body creams. Like, I have everything they have ever made, and Satsuma is my favorite. That's my all-time favorite. But I buy those to layer them with other things. But I don't just go out and say, "Oh, I'd love to have a new Bath and Body Works fragrance." No. I like to use them for the purpose of layering them. Just like oils, fragrance oils. Shalimar. Yeah, I love Shalimar. What is a self-care day like for you? Oh, self-care day. That's like hair conditioning the hair day. We soak in the hands and the feet. I'm just lock myself in here in this room with some good music, and I'm probably gonna play in clothes because I like to do that, put outfits and things together for the future, and I'm gonna read a good book. Since I have had this room, my husband complains that I stay in here too much, and I just feel like there's no better place for me to be. I try to come out, when he comes home from work, but I spend a lot of time in here. Everything I need is in here. Everything. Like my office is in here, my clothes, my wigs, my perfume, everything I need is in here. Asking for Sheila, bitter peach. What do I think? I think bitter peach is good. Someone sent me bitter peach, but I didn't like it enough to buy it. Because I'll tell you this, I have two peach fragrances that I absolutely adore, and I could not see myself spending that 300 bucks or whatever it was on that peach fragrance. I have Breath of the Infinite, and I have Peach Ayuzu Kisses Peach Fragrance, which are two of the best peach fragrances ever. So, and also, what's my other one? Is it Forbidden Games, I think, or Liaisons Dangerous? One of those really good peach fragrance. I just couldn't see myself spending that on a peachy fragrance. Because I like Tom's more unique creations. Cat Williams, I don't like it when perfume houses change the formula of the fragrance. So, do you guys know and understand why fragrances get reformulated? Because sometimes, see, you have to ask yourself this. When I first found this out, I was like, you got to ask yourself this. Would I rather my favorite fragrance be reformulated so that I can continue to purchase it if I run out of it or whatever? I can continue to love it. Or would I rather them take it off the market completely? Because what happens is sometimes, like, different materials, they get banned. Sometimes that they find out that different ingredients and things like that cause cancer, so they have to do away with them. They can't use certain notes and things anymore. The last I read was there, and this was like a year or so ago, that I read something about jasmine. Like jasmine, actual jasmine having an effect on the brain, right? So that's the reason why fragrance is fragrances are reformulated sometimes. And so it's kind of like reformulate them, take them away. Which one? Yeah, some things that become toxic that are in fragrances. Some things get, sometimes it's a matter of ingredients becoming very, very expensive as well, like the price of certain things going way up. Um, but yeah, always for many different reasons. So I always think I would rather them do that as long as they do it right, do it well. Go ahead, reformulate it. Don't water it down or anything, but reformulate it so that I can still have access to it. But don't take it away. Kiki, is that Tangeray? No. Girl, if this was Tangeray in this glass, I would have been 90 minutes ago. Eva, what air mist are you using? I have actually in that thing going back there, I just have some orange blossom. And this is actually just pure orange blossom oil. I just have a few drops of that in there. And it smells really good. I love neroli, orange blossom. So that's all it is in there. Do I have the reformulated Oud Bouquet? I do. Yeah. I want to smell the original. I really want to smell the original. But I have the reformulated one. Yeah. Yeah. Kay Elaine, is that why they took organza off the market? Probably. Yeah, probably so. I'd rather change the name because it's not the same. Yeah, sometimes if they're not, if it's not gonna smell the same, if it's gonna smell completely different, then yeah, they should change the name of it. June, you know what? June Askew, I do. I do. And but I'm doing better. And let me tell you why I'm doing so much better with my allergies, because I never had a problem with allergies until like about 3 years ago. And I was going to the doctor and they were like, well, you have a sinus infection, you have a sinus infection, you have allergies. And I was like, that's going to ruin my entire life. Like, if I can't be outside, why would I even be here? But my, at night using my mister, the neti pot, and massaging here, which I thought it was a joke, I thought it was a game, but it's not, has really helped me, has really like saved my life. So I haven't actually had like an actual sinus infection in like probably like a year and a half. Yeah. Sorry I missed this question, but do you like Dossier perfumes? They are truly similar. I don't have any Dossier fragrances. I do not have one, but I hear people talking about them all the time. I don't have anything from them. Ooh, recommendations for your first Raja Topaz. Topaz, I right now they have Alam on sale. I think Alam is as amazing as it gets. It's beautiful. It's feminine. It's absolutely stunning. And it's on sale. It's like 50% off, and I believe they still have it. Um Aside from that, I would say like Creation E, but I'm biased here. Definitely love Creation E if you like that type of fragrance, but sample them first. Like if you go through the Beverly Hills Perfumery and get some samples, because they have Raja samples, and just sample some different things and play around with them. But Alarm, Reckless, Creation E, definitely some of my favorites. Margot. Yeah, Margot tried the I'm telling you, sleeping with my thing going just like pretty much right close to my face, and the massages of the like the sinus area, just amazing. Because the sinus medication was just drying me out so bad that it was so uncomfortable for me. Like I cannot, and not only does it dry you out, but it also messes with your sleep. Like it keeps you up, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to take a pill every day. I can't do that. Oh, 51. Yeah, 51 is really light. I heard somebody talking about 51 the other day, and they were saying they couldn't smell it. Um 51 is a intimate fragrance. But I will tell you this, the Essence de Parfums, the 51 it has great projection, and I actually like the Essence de Parfum more than I like the actual um Parfum of 51. So it projects very well. Miss Bass Reeves said, "Where's my moderator? There's a fool in here. Am I missing something?" My moderator probably went to bed. I ain't seen him in a minute. He can't hang sometimes. Yes, definitely sample creation E. Shannon, thank you so much for joining us. Izzy, you watching what's going on? All right. Well, I have actually been on here for an what? Ooh, 97 minutes. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. This was so much fun. I hope you guys will join me next week when I have the bow tie fragrance guy back in here with me. Thank you guys. Again, if you have questions that you would like for us to discuss next week, or even if you guys have video topic suggestions, email me. My email address is always in my videos, missrow29@gmail.com. So everybody stay safe, stay blessed, and until I see you all again, bye for now.